Okay, so the base Acura Integra has received a lot of hate and controversy from the community, and to be honest, I still think that there are multiple things that Acura could have done better with the 2023 Integra. That said, Acura has revealed the Integra Type S, which is on fire compared to the base version. So starting from the front, every body panel forward of the A pillar is going to be unique to the Type S variant. We're going to get larger open surface diamond pentagon grille, which combines a new vented aluminum hood, and this is going to increase that airflow by 170%. The air ducts look a lot better, and they kind of sound like the TLX A-Spec and the Type S versions of those cars. They're functional, and that's going to improve brake cooling by routing air to the front rotors. It's wider at 2.8 inches than the standard Integra and 0.4 inches wider than a Type R. This is due to these nice looking fenders, unlike the Type R. These are more bolt-on, whereas the Type R, it was designed with the fenders in mind and it was integrated with the vehicle. And I think that this car could have looked a little bit better had they gone that route and replicated the Type R in that regard. If you open the rear door of the Integra, you'll see that the fenders stick to the door. Nothing wrong with it, I guess. It's just interesting, and I thought it was worth pointing out. We also got larger 19-inch wheels like the Type R. These are going to be 10-spoke. Acura says that these are NSX Type S inspired, but I do have to call them on their BS here because these aren't even close to the NSX Type S wheels. And personally, I think the TLX Type S and the Civic Type R have better looking wheel designs, and those are closer to the base NSX in terms of design. Heck, the wheels of the Accord Sports look closer to an NSX Type S than these. But either way, they're wrapped in 265/30 19 R19 Michelin Pilot Sport 4S summer tires. Moving to the rear, we're greeted with a large center exhaust units, triple exhaust units, and a small lip spoiler. They do offer a carbon lip spoiler, which I think looks a lot better, and I think that's like a must-have accessory on this vehicle. In general, I say this vehicle looks better than the Civic Type R, and I think Acura actually did a great job exterior-wise. And I especially love the Tiger Eye Pearl and the Apex Blue Pearl. Those are really nice color options as well. Performance-wise, under the hood, we're going to have that same 2-liter turbocharged engine. This time it's going to make 320 horsepower, a 5 increase over the Type R. This is due to a different intake from the Type R. The torque is going to remain the same at 310. This gives the vehicle a power-to-weight ratio of 10.1 pounds per horsepower, which Acura is going to claim is class-leading, and that makes sense as a lot of the competitors in this price range are going to be all-wheel drive, which naturally adds more weight. This vehicle weighs 3,219 pounds. Speaking of front-wheel drive, it would have been nice to see an all-wheel drive application, but we know that the Type R is a pretty good performance vehicle, so it is what it is. Like the Type R, we're going to see an adaptive damper system. The drive modes are going to be a little different here with Comfort, Sport, and Sport Plus driving modes. Sport Plus is going to add a lot of pops and bangs. It actually sounds pretty good. One thing to note here is that Sports Plus replaces R mode, which I guess Sports Plus is a little bit softer than R mode, along with a general suspension. I hope so because, again, they call this more streetable, I guess. However, the Integra is going to be missing log R mode, which is disappointing, and it should have been easy to add on the Acura since it's just going to be software. All Integra Type S's are going to have that 6-speed short throw automatic with rev matching. Again, I like brands offering options, and it would have been nice to differentiate this vehicle from the Type R by offering the 10-speed automatic that you can get in the TLX, the MDX. And of course, you're going to have your standard helical limited slip differential. Like the Type R, the Type S gets a dual-axis front suspension design, and it's going to be significantly wider than the standard Integra. 3.5 inches in the front and 1.9 in the rear. The track increase a lot bit more when compared to the Civic Type R, which received about a 1 inch in the front and 0.75 in the rear. The ride height is going to be 0.1 inch lower than the standard A-Spec Integra. Like the Civic Type R, the brakes are going to be pretty much the same hardware, so 13.8 two-piece front rotors and Brembo 4 pistons. monoblock aluminum calipers. In the rear, we're going to see 12 inches in diameter there. Both are the exact same as the Type R. I have a lot to say about the interior, and in general, it looks like an A-spec with tech package. The biggest change I noticed here are the seats when you step in the vehicle. You can see that it's covered with a black ultra suede material on every color option, which includes the red, black, and also white, which is the same as the basic car. Now I'll put all the color combinations right here on the screen. I'm not sure I like the look here, and it looks pretty bad in white. Like the A-Spec with tech, the front seats are 12-way power adjustable with the aforementioned ultra suede inserts, which are upgrade over the micro suede in the base Acura. Acura claims that they added firmer seat bolsters, but in general, the seats look the exact same to me. There are also going to be Type S logos on the headrests, which is going to be a nice touch. The seats are heated, which many journalists and also people online are claiming it's a luxury feature. It's not. You can get this on a $26,000 Civic, and frankly, the SI and the Type R should have this too. But I will tell you what a luxury feature isn't available, and that's going to be ventilated seats, even though these seats are now perforated. In another interior shot, we can also see that there's no memory seats, which makes absolutely no sense considering that the seats are powered and they're pretty much the exact same seats. And another baffling decision, Acura actually took out the power passenger seats, and I thought this was supposed to be a luxury Civic Type R. These are oversights that take away more differentiation opportunities that Acura could have easily had here. I think that they could have done better with the seat design, offering something more sporty and comfortable, and their competitors at Mercedes and Audi changed their seats compared to the base model. I think something like taking the Type R seats, adding a bunch more cushion to it, and some leather would have done pretty nice here. The steering wheel is going to contain perforated leather with colored stitching. There's going to be an optional ultra suede steering wheel, so I'm glad that's an option because that's going to get dirty fast. Acura said that there's going to be a Type S specific shift knob. To me, it looks pretty much very similar to the Type R, except with a different finish, which is dark anodized. The shift boot is now black ultra suede with colored stitching, unlike the Type R, which has a leather version. The leather trim piece on the passenger side now matches the interior color you choose. I think it works for black and white, but in red, it kind of just looks tacky and out of place because there's none of that color on the dashboard. The center console remains gloss black from the A-Spec. Again, that's another head structure because it's a high usage area. It's going to get lots of scratches. And the Type R actually upgrades from the Civic to a nice aluminum or metal trim here. So I would have expected either the same or nicer in the upgraded luxury Type R. But that's not the case here. Moving to the back, it's even more disappointing for me here. Like the base Integra, there's no accenting to match the front seats. There's no addition of rear vents. They took away the rear USB ports here. And biggest L of all is that it's now 4 seats, which is, it just doesn't make sense to me. And if I were in the luxury for a nicer Type R, which is supposed to be a better daily driver, I would want to be able to seat 5 people, just like any other 4-door vehicle in the segment. And this is the lack of attention to detail that I didn't like about the base Integra. They gave no development dollars here to even add a 5th seat over the Type R's 4. In general packaging, you do seem to get most of the A-Spec with tech features here. You get the same 10.2-inch digital display from the Civic. However, unlike the Type R, I haven't seen a photo with the same graphic information display as the Type R, and I'm sure that they would have advertised that in the press release, so I think it's an omission here. There's also no gear indicator here as well. You do get a boost gauge and also a G-force meter, but both of those are kind of standard on the Civic Si. The tach is also yellow in Sport Plus mode. You do get the same 9-inch color touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You get wireless charging and your 5.3-inch heads-up display. You do get your 16-speaker, 530-watt ELS studio speakers. The weight is going to be 30 pounds heavier than the Civic Type R, as I went over before, and that kind of tells me that, like the base Integra, there's not going to be a lot of sound deadening here. which is probably going to be disappointing for some, but I guess you get to hear the engine and the exhaust more. But in general, it seems to be missing a lot of content that you can get in its competitors. Like I said, no memory seats, no ventilated seats, no steering wheel, there's no sunroof. I thought there might be a pano sunroof, but that's a no. No 360 camera, no power folding mirrors, and I could keep going on. But the point is that I hope they kind of would have gone the way of the Acura MDX Type S and added more feature and technology that is exclusive to the Type S from a luxury standpoint. And I personally think that the interior is the weakest link of the vehicle, and it's stuff like these oversights in the interior is why Acura is one of the bottom tier of the luxury brands. Here are some accessories I'm going to post on the screen if you're interested, and you can pause the video and look at that. To keep pricing predictions as short as possible, I think that will either make or break this vehicle, and I think it should be under $50,000, including destination. Anything over that, and I personally think it's a hard sell. These will go on sale in June. It's going to be built in the Marysville, Ohio factory. The Integra has basically confirmed their expectations that it's just going to be a nicer Civic Type R. I love the exterior, I love the performance, but I do think that there could have been multiple improvements made in that interior. But I am happy that this exists, and it should allow more people to get Type Rs, even if they have to pay a little more for it, if that's what they want. So tell me what you think down below in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you love the vehicle? I guess, like I said, I still like it, but that's pretty much it for me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.